Hi, and welcome to the very last Find Your 30 webcast. We've gone on a fantastic journey, haven't we, together over the last 6-7 weeks of the Find Your 30 challenge and being more active and really enjoying ourselves, being rewarded both personally and through the challenge. I just want to say thanks to everyone out there and well done. It's been great, but most of all, there's 3 people here that have really driven the Find Your 30 challenge. I just want to say thank you to them. But first of all, James Robertella from Wyndham City, welcome, and what a great Find Your 30 challenge.
Thanks, Barry. Yeah, fantastic, and great to hear about some of the success stories to come out of it. The number of people that were involved, and I suppose the sentiment that people are getting active during these challenging times, because it's certainly difficult to find the motivation to get active. So hopefully people have used the Find Your 30 challenge as an opportunity to go out and seek some 30 minutes a day of physical activity. But credit to you as well for leading us here, and hope you're going well.
Thanks, James. I'm very well. Thank you very much for asking. Lachie, how are you today? And you sort of led the whole Find Your 30 challenge. Well done. Are you happy with it?
Thank you. Yeah, no, good to be back. No, very happy with it. 6 weeks went damn quick, like we spoke about last week. But like James said, some really good positive habits that have been created throughout the challenge. And no doubt that people continue on with the challenge after and keep hitting goals. So very pumped with it.
Oh, good stuff. And Kelly Ferretti, how are you today? You must be
Very
excited
good.
too with the challenge and what all of your team have been doing in it as well.
Absolutely. I think the team have enjoyed it as much as the participants being involved and offering you guys really great classes. So we've certainly enjoyed it. And as the others have said, what a great success it's really been.
And look, speaking of success, Lachie, over the weekend, we had a big weekend culminating with some live classes and people dressing up and things like that. Tell us a little bit about what happened and do we have any numbers there about how many people participated?
Yeah, look, it was fantastic, Baz. We had 6 live classes going out on Facebook over the weekend. And like you mentioned, we had people dressing up in costumes. We had superheroes and footy colours. Some I won't even agree with. That was great. Everyone dressed up and had a lot of fun and had a laugh. And some really good numbers for each class between the kids and family and adult workouts. There was plenty on the weekend. So very successful, and I think a lot of guys got a lot out of it.
And how many did we end up having in the whole Find Your 30 challenge? It was over 1,200.
Over 1,200, yeah, which is really awesome. So, and that figure was pretty much set from a few weeks in. So we found a lot of people were in the program early and stuck it out to the end. So yeah, really excited to see.
Isn't that great, James, that people were able to come on board, stay with the challenge, and hopefully they've built up a great habit moving forward.
Yeah, that's right. And we've touched on that, creating healthy and positive habits. And 6 weeks is a short time in the scheme of things, but hopefully, people have identified activities that they like doing, times that work for them in their changed lifestyles. But importantly, we also, I suppose there's still one step that we would love people to do, and that's to tell us how active they were by submitting those details. They would have received an email from us with a link to submit those details. Because we want to compare how active you were before the Find Your 30 challenge to how active you were following the Find Your 30 challenge. And we saw some great results in the first one earlier in May and June. So really encouraging people, if they can spend 2 minutes to jump online, you can access it also through the WinActive website to complete the completion page. And by doing that, they'll get a free Aquapulse family pass, I believe. And they'll also go into the draw to win one 6-month WinActive membership. So there's which I think is to the value of over $500. So it's not bad during these times.
So that's the case, like we're giving away some membership and some passes. That's great.
Yeah, no, family passes to go, flying out the door. So that and then the 6-month pass, that'll be really cool to see. And I'm encouraging people to submit their costume pictures as well, which is at the bottom of the completion form. So if you took a good snap on the weekend, make sure you do submit that in as well.
Oh, fantastic. That's good. An integral part of the Find Your 30 challenge, but also an integral part of what Win Active has been doing since we shut down is our group fitness timetable. And Kelly, you have just dominated that. You've organised it. You get all the instructors. You make all the little alterations. But how's that gone? How's it changed over time, and what's coming up over the next week?
Yeah, I think it's gone really well. From my perspective, the team has done a really great job. Certainly, as I said before, they've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's kept them going over this really tough time as much as it's kept everybody else going. It's been really great. It's been a really collaborative project between the group of us, and we don't have a lot of us sort of driving this project, but we've really stayed sort of focused on what people want. We've stayed focused on what we can do best to help everybody out. So, and that happens from week to week. We get together, we put the heads together and say, what can we do differently? What's been really successful? What's been not so successful? And we've just constantly moved with the times and tried to keep people moving. So that's not going to change now that the Find Your 30 challenge has finished. We're just going to keep on as long as we need to. So in the coming weeks, we'll see a lot of what we've seen over the last few weeks through the challenge. But I think what we've found, particularly over the last, say, 2 or 3 weeks, been really successful is our shorter workouts. Maybe people don't have the time to do 30 minutes in one block. Perhaps people just want to do one short block at the morning and then another short block in the evening. For whatever reason, we've found that those have been really popular. So we're going to add a few more of those and next week and the weeks to come. So we've had stretching, we've done yoga, we've had sort of focused exercises for 10 minutes. In the coming weeks, we'll do things like cardio. It might be just a 10-minute snippet of how to do a specific exercise really, really well. So we're just going to keep with that theme with the 10-minute sort of workouts, quick workouts we're calling them. But we're also going to still provide those 30-minute workouts as well, sticking with the theme of finding your 35 times a week.
Fantastic. And what I've loved, and you talked about it there, is how you've adapted and changed. And we started, James, I'm not sure whether you're aware, with essentially the group fitness timetable, which is very extensive across Aquapulse and at Eagle Stadium. But it's moulded, shaped, changed according to the feedback that we've got. We've got some great feedback, how popular classes have been, and also, as you talked about there, Kelly, how you and your team have got together and continually putting your heads together about a better way to do that. And I think it's really shown benefits, and hopefully the Wyndham community's benefited as well. And I think all of this has mounted up. We've had some great success stories. And Lachie, I think we heard during the week from someone who did the Find Your 30 challenge and how appreciative they were.
Yeah. So it was really cool to get some feedback from Linda. She's a Win Active member and Find Your 30 participant in both challenges. And she put some really positive feedback back to us that she got a lot out of the program. She created some healthy habits, got around all the content we put out. So, yeah, it was quite nice to see that, I guess, people were getting around our content and what we're providing. So very excited to see her. I know she's pretty regular in the group fitness space at Aquapulse Cal. So, yeah, no, pretty cool to see she got a lot out of it.
She certainly is one of our top regular participants in all of the classes that we have. She gets around the Zumba and the Pilates, and like you said, Lachie, she's really great and positive, and I'm so glad that she passed on the feedback to us. It's really great to hear that what we're doing is actually impacting people's lives. What I loved about what she said was that there's so much content on YouTube and anywhere that she can go to, but she comes to ours, and one little email like that really goes a long way. So Linda, really, really appreciate you passing that on. Well done.
Yeah, thanks very much, Linda. It was great feedback, and I can tell you right now, everyone at Win Active loved it, loved the feedback, and was very appreciative that you sent it in. James, Vic Health recently did a study, and I think it was in the last couple of days, they released some of the outcomes of that study about how the shutdown has affected Victorians and especially physical activity. You've got the results there. Can you tell us some of the results that they found?
Yeah, so Barry, this was only released yesterday, but it provided a survey of 2,000 Victorians, and actually showed that we're going back into the first lockdown, which seems a long way ago, that people still maintained their activity, but there were some limiting factors, and in that, 30% of 37%, I should say, of Victorians exercised less in the first lockdown compared to when they were active in January and February of this year, and the main reason for that was not having regular access to space to exercise at home. So when we think about the living conditions of people having the ability to follow classes, do their activities at home, that was a limiting factor. But looking at the stats, there was some positives to come out of it, and around 1 in 3 Victorians who were more active during the lockdown were motivated by primarily 3 reasons, and that was 1, wanting to improve their health, 2, wanting to get out of the house, which is understandable, and I think this one we can all relate to, is having a bit more time on their hands and using that time. So it's an interesting study, and encourage people to go and check it out. But I think we could probably talk to it a bit today around some of the tips and that we have for people to continue to exercise and to keep active across the coming weeks and months, I should say, because it's nice when the sun comes out, and we've got the Brains Trust here to come up with those wonderful activity tips.
Oh, that's a great idea, James. So let's go through it, and perhaps one at a time. And Kelly, if you'd like to go first, but what's a tip that you've got that perhaps you use that everyone else might pick up for their exercise or activity?
Well, mine's sort of around the families. So I think for me, for those with children, get the kids involved in the activity. Don't schedule your workout to be separate, because 9 times out of 10 as a mum that doesn't happen. So try to get the kids involved. Not only are you setting a really great example for them for an active lifestyle, but also you're doing things together, you're all staying active. So it can be simple, going for a walk, bike ride, we go out on the scooters, the skateboards, but sometimes if we can't leave the house for whatever reason, raining or whatever, sometimes we just crank the music and we just go and do all the chores and the vacuuming with the music pumping, and believe it or not, they actually do it with the music going. So get the kids involved.
Fantastic. Get the kids involved. Tip number 1. Lachie, have you got a tip for us?
Yeah, just touching again on that Vic Health report, it was really cool to see that out of the 2,000 Victorians, 25% wanted to keep exercising. So really cool to see that some good habits have been created, and I guess to continue on. So they say it takes over 21 days to create a habit. You've got it now. You've got that exercise down pat. When things start to get back up, and like Kel said, things like getting busy, make it easy for yourself. Plan it, and make it easy. Have your stuff ready to go, and just know what you're going to do for that week, I guess. Yeah.
Good tip. Have your stuff ready. Know what you're going to do. Good one. James, have you got a tip for us?
Yeah, tip 3, Barry, keep it simple. Can't stress that enough. I'm sure people are out there trawling through YouTube, unless you're Linda and you know where to go on the Win Active socials and resources there. But there's so much information out there telling you to do this many reps, this type of exercise, this way, this intensity. Keep things simple. We've talked about finding things that you enjoy, but movement, keeping active, doing what you enjoy, whether it be some sport, whether it be relaxation, yoga, Pilates, whether it be the high intensity movements, strength training, keep things simple. I know they can get a bit repetitive and boring, and that's where you might go and seek some advice from the Win Active team, or you might search up how you can adapt your body weight workouts at home and change things up there. But at the end of the day, you're still going to benefit from moving and keeping active. And the countdown will be on until the facility is open. But for now, keep things simple.
Beautiful, love it. Keep it simple. And I also heard you say, do what you enjoy, and that's mine, or one of mine. And if you enjoy it, you're much more likely to do it. I know so many people over the journey of, I've got to go running. I ran 10 years ago, and I know I lost weight. It was really good. I hate it, but I've got to do it. And within a week, it's just finished. So find something you enjoy and do that. Absolutely. Kelly, another tip.
I would say get a really pumping, banging playlist, whether it's music or motivational podcasts. I use Spotify, I use Apple Music. There's loads of awesome stuff. Find music that just, as soon as you put it on, it gets you going.
Great. Get good music, get a good playlist. Fantastic. Lachie?
For me, I don't know about everyone else, but I've been watching 30 YouTube and Netflix docos, and I'm always smashed the rest of the Netflix stuff on Office, to be honest. I hope they update it soon, but I think it's caused a bit of motivation in a lot of people where we mightn't be able to do some of those things yet, but I've seen some really cool sports activities I haven't tried before. So I think once everything starts to ease and start to book some of those things in, if you saw a gymnastics thing, that was actually pretty cool. I'd try some gymnastics class. It's never too late, sort of thing. Do some fun stuff, go outside with the kids, do some stuff you wouldn't have done before. So try something different, essentially.
Beautiful. Try something different. Love it. See whether you like it. You might love it, and therefore you can incorporate it. Beautiful. Thanks, Locke. James?
No, I love that one, Locke. I actually learned how to juggle during lockdown, so I can do the 3-ball juggle now. So I'd encourage, it's not that hard. I actually just watched a YouTube video and got it within about half an hour. So
Well done.
Go out and do something different. I think Locke sort of touched on it, but I'm going to enforce it here. Tip number, what is this, number 6 or 5, is plan it in your day. So make, if you can, make time to do your physical activity or your exercise. Why that's important is it actually gives you a mental break from the day-to-day stresses and really focuses you in on something outside of work or the family or the chores or whatever it is, and gets you to really internalize and build that sense of satisfaction. So if you've got the opportunity to block away as little as 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or that half an hour, plan that and really try and focus in on completing your activity. And what, like Kelly said, maybe listen to your favorite music or podcast or whatever it may be. So plan it.
Beautiful. Well, a big one for me is be aware of your limitations. Now, you might have limitations due to an old injury, and I had a knee reconstruction a long time ago, 30 years ago or something, I don't know. But ever since, I've just been aware that I can't do some things, and that's okay. Age, so as I said, age, injury, disease, whatever, something might be there. Just be aware of it, work around it. There's so much to do, and there's so much you can do or modify certain activities. Just be aware of it, because we don't want to be aggravating either pre-existing injuries or causing something to be an issue. And for me, it'd be stupid if I went out running too much just because of my age, my knee reconstruction and things like that. So, just be aware of that. Kelly?
I would say consistency is the key. No real training program or weight loss, whatever it is, really works without consistency. So I guess we come back to find your 30 5 times a day, 5 times a week. You don't have to do the same thing every single day, but try to keep that consistency of maybe starting out with 3 times a week, 2 times a week, whatever it is, whatever you decide to do, however often, do it consistently and stick to it.
Beautiful. Lachie?
I really like that one. For me, enlist some help. Sometimes it's that much harder on your own. So whether it's a family member, partner, friend, enlist them up and make sure you're accountable, I guess, to your exercise. You need them to call you on the Monday morning, like, hey, done your workout yet. Whatever it is, get them involved. They'll push you through it. They'll set those goals, and you'll help each other out. It's going to be awesome. So enlist some help.
Oh, beautiful. Get a friend, get someone and do it with them. And it's always easier, isn't it? And it really makes you, when someone else is relying on you to be, on a Zoom call or whatever at the same time, or meet them in a park or whatever. I don't think we're allowed to do that either now or soon. So, 100%. Good one. James, you got another one?
Further to my point, if you don't have the time to plan out your exercise, then try and embed some more physical activity in your day-to-day life. So the tip will be swap it out. So maybe try and alternate some tasks that would otherwise be sedentary to being a bit more active. Some simple ones include, if you're going to take a phone call that you know might be a bit long, can you chuck in your headphones into the phone and do a walk while you're on the call? If you don't have to take notes, walk around the house. At least you're getting your steps up there. If you're waiting for your lunch to reheat in the microwave, we've talked about those little exercise snacking opportunities. Can you do some push-ups and some squats while your meal's reheating in the microwave? But if you can't find the time in the day to dedicate yourself to physical activity or exercise, can you try and be a bit more active in the things that you're doing day to day?
Great one. And one last one from me. It's time to wrap up. And they've been amazing tips, so thanks, team. But one for me, and this is going to sound really weird, but have the clothes that you work out in ready to go, on your bedside table or wherever you have your clothes, so you don't have to go searching for it. It's there as a reminder. And if you're planning it throughout your day, when you go down, you're going to get changed. It's there. You don't have to think about it. Don't think about it. You put it on and you go and do it. So have your workout clothes out somewhere easily accessible, and make sure it's comfortable clothing too. It doesn't matter what we look like when we work out, just make sure it's comfortable and you enjoy wearing it. Hey team, thanks very much for that. That was a great sort of little whip around talking about tips and talking about, hopefully how we can just continue on these great habits we've all built up through the Find Your 30 challenge, and for everyone else. So thanks for that. Thanks, James. It's been great to have you on the Find Your 30 webcasts.
No, brilliant to be here. Thanks, team, and look forward to catching up with everyone soon.
Thank you, Kelly. It's been great to have you on the Find Your 30 webcast as well.
Absolutely. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
And Lachie, you from a Winactive and Wyndham City point of view, you sort of ran the whole Find Your 30 in conjunction with a lot of other people. Thanks very much, and thanks for joining us on the Find Your 30 webcast. Thanks, team. It's been a pleasure. Most of all, thank you for joining us. Well done to everyone that was in the Find Your 30 challenge. It was such an overwhelming success that we're really stoked about it. Continue up your activity. If you weren't in the challenge, it doesn't matter. Just be active. Just do something. Move your body. That's what we're all about. Look after yourself. Look after your family and friends. Keep smiling and stay healthy. Bye for now. Take care.